Good morning, all of you. In last lecture, we have discussed stress-strain relationship for ductile and brittle material. After that, we have discussed stress-strain relationship for mild steel. So, please write down next point, factor of safety. Please write down next point, factor of safety. Factor of safety. Factor of safety. You first write down definition, then I will explain. Factor of safety. Factor of safety is a ratio of, it is a ratio of, it is a ratio of, it is a ratio of yield stress to working stress. Yield stress yield stress to working stress. Yield stress to working stress. It is a ratio of yield stress to working stress. Stop. Therefore, formula is factor of safety, FOS, which is equal to yield stress divided by working stress. 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 This is the formula. Okay. So factor of safety is the ratio of yield stress to working stress. So whenever we will design any structure, at that time we will consider this factor of safety. So if structure is to work within elastic limit, design stress or working stress is always less than yield stress by factor of safety. So whenever we will design any structure or any structural member, at that time our design stress or working stress is always less than yield stress. That much you have to remember. Okay, so this is the factor of safety. Now we will move towards next point, an important point. Please write down next point, that is Poisson's ratio. Poisson's ratio. Poisson's ratio. Poisson's ratio. The screen is visible now.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Poisson's ratio slide is visible to you.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, please write down next point, Poisson's ratio. Poisson's ratio. Okay, first you write down definition, then we will see what is exact concept. It is the ratio of, it is the ratio of lateral strain, it is the ratio of lateral strain to linear or axial strain. Linear or axial strain. Linear or axial strain. It is the ratio of lateral strain to linear or longitudinal or axial strain. Lateral or longitudinal or axial strain. Axial strain. Full stop. Okay. Poisson's ratio is denoted by using mu. It is denoted by mu. It is denoted by mu. And then write down mathematically. Mathematically. Poisson's ratio, which is equal to lateral strain divided by longitudinal strain or linear strain or axial strain. Okay. Now you observe here, this is original member. Suppose we will see this is A, B, C and D member. Okay. On that member, here load is applied. After application of loading, the length of member is increased. At the same time, diameter is reduced. Okay. At the same time, diameter is reduced. So the strain generated perpendicular to the axial load, such a strain is called as lateral strain. Okay. So if change in dimension is occurred at perpendicular direction, then this strain is called as lateral strain. Okay. So suppose here diameter is changed, we will call this is lateral strain, and length is changed, then we will say this is longitudinal strain. Okay. So Poisson's ratio is the ratio of lateral strain to longitudinal strain. After that, please write down one point. So for most engineering materials, for example, steel or aluminum have
Repeat, madam, please repeat.
okay. For example, steel or aluminum have a Poisson's ratio near about 0.3. Poisson's ratio near about 0.3. Near about 0.3. Near about 0.3. And rubber have Poisson's ratio near about 0.5. Poisson's ratio near about 0.5. Near about 0.5. Near about 0.5. Okay, that much point you have to remember. For steel or aluminum, Poisson's ratio near about 0.3, and for rubber, Poisson's ratio near about 0.5. From that, you have to one thing remember, Poisson's ratio never more than 0.5. Okay, Poisson's ratio never more than 0.5. So maximum value of Poisson's ratio is 0.5. Okay, on that one MCQ question will be asked in any competitive examination. So you remember Poisson's ratio never more than 0.5. Okay. So once again, I will summarize. Poisson's ratio is the ratio of lateral strain to longitudinal strain. Okay. So lateral strain means perpendicular to the axial loading, and linear or longitudinal along the length or axis. Okay. And Poisson's ratio is denoted by using mu. So the range of this Poisson's ratio is 0 to 0.5. And from that, you have to remember Poisson's ratio never more than 0.5. Okay. So this is the theory related to Poisson's ratio. Now we will move towards next point, an important point, volumetric strain. Volumetric strain. If your writing is over, shall I move towards next point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I will clear and then we will move towards next point. Okay, please write down next point. Volumetric strain. Volumetric strain. Volumetric strain. Just you draw this figure, then we will see what is exact concept. So please draw fast. Let me know after your drawing is over. So we will derive. Okay, done.
Yes, madam.
Okay. So now first we will see what is meant by volumetric strain, and then we will discuss how this formula comes. Okay. So volumetric strain. Now you tell me what is the definition of basic strain or normal strain? What is meant by strain? Epsilon, which is equal to
Change in length to original length.
change.
ఒరిజినల్ లెంత్
Okay, change in dimension to original dimension. Okay, so if length is changed, we will consider strain. If diameter is changed, we will consider as a strain. So you remember that change in dimension to original dimension. Suppose length changed, we will consider. Diameter changed, we will consider. No matter. But you have to remember that change in dimension to original dimension. This is the basic definition. So change in dimension divided by original dimension. Now we will see what is meant by volumetric strain. Okay, so strain is the ratio change in dimension to original dimension, and now we are discussing related to volume. So volumetric strain is the ratio of change in volume to the original volume change in volume to the original volume. Okay, so this is the volumetric strain. Got it? Volumetric strain, nothing but it is the ratio of change in volume to the original volume. Okay, so change in dimension to original dimension. No matter length will be changed, diameter will be changed, or volume will be changed. Okay, so change in volume to original volume. After that, below write down volumetric strain is denoted by del V. It is denoted by del V. Sorry, epsilon V. I will correct epsilon V because of strain is denoted by epsilon. So volumetric strain is nothing but epsilon V. Okay. And mathematically, now write down mathematically formula. Mathematically, volumetric strain nothing but epsilon V, which is equal to change in volume divided by original volume Therefore, epsilon V, which is equal to change in volume, is denoted by using del V divided by original volume, nothing but V. So this is the formula for volumetric strain. Now you tell me what is the unit of volumetric strain? Anyone?
No unit. No unit, madam.
No unit.
No unit, because of here
Strain.
strain has no unit. Here unit get cancelled. The unit of change in volume is meter cube and original volume is meter cube. So meter cube gets cancelled. Therefore, it has no unit. Okay. So this is the basic formula for volumetric strain. After that, we have to see what is the effect of Hooke's law with Poisson's ratio. What is the effect of Hooke's law with Poisson's ratio related to this volumetric strain? Okay. Up to this point, your writing is over.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we will move towards these formulas. Okay. So this is the basic formula for volumetric strain. Now we will see these formulas. So I will clear down first. Okay. Now you don't write down. I will give time for writing. So you concentrate on this formula just. So this is cube. On that particular cube, there are number of forces applied. So you observe, suppose this is plane 1, this is plane 2, and this is plane 3. On 3 different planes, different forces are applied. Okay, on plane 1, P1, sigma 1, and epsilon 1. That is force 1, stress 1, and strain 1. On plane 2, same here, force 2, stress 2, epsilon 2, or that is strain 2. Okay, and on plane 3, here force 3 applied. Due to this force, stress and strain will be generated. So here number of forces applied. So now we have to see what is the combined effect of Hooke's law and Poisson's ratio for finding out this volumetric strain. Okay, so our basic definition, volumetric strain, epsilon V, which is equal to change in volume upon original volume. Okay, change in volume upon original volume. Now you observe here there are 3 planes. So in a particular plane, there will be change in dimension. In this plane, change in dimension, that is epsilon 1. Here also change in dimension, epsilon 2. Here also change in dimension, epsilon 3. That means volumetric strain, which is equal to change in volume in plane 1 plus change in volume in plane 2 plus change in volume in plane 3. Therefore, here written volumetric strain epsilon V, which is equal to epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2 plus epsilon 3. Due to this particular force, dimensions of this particular plane will be changed. And here we will take addition of all three planes. Okay, got it? Up to this point, you have doubt?
No, madam.
Okay. Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay, now we will see how this formula comes. Okay. So you tell me what is our Hooke's law?
Stress upon
He is
strain.
the elastic
Proportional to strain.
Okay,
It's
within
directly proportional.
elastic limit, stress is directly proportional to strain. Okay, this is theoretical, but by mathematically, what is Hooke's law? Sigma, which is equal to E into epsilon. Okay, so stress is directly proportional to strain. Whenever this directly proportional sign removed, at that time here one elastic constant will be added. So sigma, which is equal to E into epsilon. Now we have to find out epsilon, that is strain. So strain, which is equal to sigma upon E. Got it? And now we are dealing with this plane 1. Okay, we will consider first this plane 1. So strain in plane 1, which is equal to stress generated in plane 1 divided by elastic constant. That's why these terms comes. Got it? Now we will discuss this second and third term, how to comes. Okay. So now we have to consider this plane 2 and 3. Okay. We will apply load on plane 2 and which effect will be generated or which effect created here we have to observe. म्हणजे आपल्याला काय करायचंय बघा, प्लेन 2 ला लोड अप्लाय करायचंय आणि त्या लोड मुळे प्लेन 1 मध्ये काय चेंजेस होत आहेत ते आपल्याला फाइंड आउट करायचंय. ओके, आता ते फाइंड आउट करण्यासाठी आता आपल्याकडे एक फॉर्म्युला आहे. काय फॉर्म्युला आहे हो? पॉइजन्स रेशियो म्यू विच इज इक्वल टू lateral strain divided by axial or linear strain. Okay, please wait for 1 minute. Okay, so mu which is equal to Poisson's ratio which is equal to lateral strain divided by axial strain. Lateral strain divided by axial strain. Now we will apply load on plane 2 and we have to check the effect on plane 1. So our lateral strain is epsilon 2 and axial strain is epsilon 1. Okay, got it? So mu which is equal to lateral strain, that is epsilon 2 divided by axial strain is epsilon 1. Therefore, epsilon 1 which is equal to mu, I have done one mistake here, please wait. Okay. So we have considered here plane 2. Okay, this plane. So this is axial strain. This is epsilon 2 is axial and this epsilon 1 is lateral. So mu which is equal to epsilon 1 divided by epsilon 2. Okay. Therefore, epsilon 1 which is equal to mu into epsilon 2. Okay. May I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, so epsilon 1 which is equal to mu into epsilon 2. Therefore, epsilon 1 which is equal to mu into epsilon 2. Epsilon 2 means stress upon E. So epsilon 2 which is equal to sigma 2 upon E. Therefore, mu into sigma 2 upon E. So once again, I will repeat. We are going to apply load on plane 2. So this is axial load. Okay. म्हणजे बघा आपण लोड कुठल्या प्लेन वरती अप्लाय करतोय, सेकंड प्लेन वरती. म्हणजे तो कुठल्या ऍक्सिस मधून पास होतोय, सेकंड ऍक्सिस मधून. म्हणजे ऍक्सियल स्ट्रेन कुठे जनरेट होणार आहे मग तुमचा सेकंड प्लेन मध्ये. सो epsilon 2. आणि त्यावेळी लॅटरल स्ट्रेन कुठल्या प्लेन मध्ये असणार आहे एप्सिलॉन 1 मध्ये. सो एप्सिलॉन 1. Therefore, mu which is equal to epsilon 2 by epsilon 1. आपल्याला epsilon 1 ची व्हॅल्यू फाइंड आउट करायची आहे. सो epsilon 1 which is equal to. ओके. बट यू रिमेंबर दॅट mu which is equal to mu च्या फॉर्म्युला मध्ये काय असतं की मायनस एप्सिलॉन म्हणजे चेंज इन लॅटरल स्ट्रेन अपॉन ऍक्सियल स्ट्रेन असतो. तर हे मायनस साइन का असतं फॉर्म्युला मध्ये ते पहिले सांगते तुम्हाला. सो mu which is equal to lateral strain divided by linear and here one minus sign is come. आता बघा सपोज हा रॉड आहे आपल्याकडे आणि आपण लोड अप्लाय करतोय. तर मी असे दोन फुल टाइप लोड अप्लाय केला तर ह्याच्यात कुठले डायमेन्शन इन्क्रीज होणार आहे आपलं लेंथ इन्क्रीज होते. ऍट दॅट सेम टाइम डायमीटर काय होतोय तुमचा कमी होतोय. डायमीटर हा रिड्यूस होतोय म्हणजे व्हॅल्यू काय होते तुमची निगेटिव्ह मध्ये जाते. आणि त्याला बॅलन्स करण्यासाठी म्हणून आपण इथे काय करतो फॉर्म्युल्यात मायनस साइन घेतलेला असतं. हे लक्षात ठेवा. म्यू विच इज इक्वल टू मायनस लॅटरल बाय लिनियर. मग हे मायनस साइन का घेतलेलं आहे तर आता आपला हा ओरिजिनल रॉड आहे त्याची लेंथ इन्क्रीज होतीये पण त्याचं व्हॉल्यूम मेंटेन ठेवण्यासाठी कुठलं तर दुसरं डायमेन्शन कमी होणार आहे. पण डायमीटर रिड्यूस झालाय त्यामुळे इथे व्हॅल्यू काय होती निगेटिव्ह मध्ये जनरेट होतीये. त्याला मायनस मधून प्लस करण्यासाठी आपण फॉर्म्युल्यात काय घेतो मायनस. ओके. सो हियर epsilon 1 which is equal to minus mu into epsilon 2. Okay, so epsilon 1 which is equal to minus mu as it is. epsilon 2 म्हणजे काय असणार आहे तुमचा स्ट्रेन इन प्लेन 2. ओके. and by Hooke's law epsilon 2 which is equal to sigma 2 upon E. So sigma 2 upon E. So this is the second term come in this equation. बघा ह्या इक्वेशन मध्ये ही सेकंड टर्म आलेली आहे. लक्षात आलं का कुठून आली आहे. मग थर्ड प्लेन ज्यावेळी आपण फाइंड आउट करणार त्यावेळी काय चेंज होणार तुमचं इथे सिग्मा 2 च्या ऐवजी फक्त सिग्मा 3 येणार. लक्षात आला हा फॉर्म्युला कसा तयार केलेला आहे. सो दिस इज फॉर्म्युला फॉर एप्सिलॉन 1. whenever you derive formula for epsilon 2 at that time this sigma 2 by E will positive and remaining terms will negative. For epsilon 3 same here sigma 3 by E is positive and remaining terms will be negative. So these are the formulas for volumetric strain along plane 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So please write down only these formulas because of no derivation will be asked here in your examination but for your understanding I have derived here. समजले का परत एकदा सांगू तर
रिपीट सांग.
रिपीट कर.
ओके
अजून एकदा सांगा.
once again I will repeat. So this is epsilon V which is equal to change in volume upon original volume. This is basic formula. Now we have to see what is the combined effect of Poisson's ratio and Hooke's law in this volumetric strain. Okay, so our basic formula for Hooke's law, stress is directly proportional to strain. Okay, when we will remove this directly proportional sign at that time sigma which is equal to E into epsilon. So E means Young's modulus and this epsilon is strain. So this is the formula for Hooke's law. Okay. So now we have to see how this formula comes. Okay. So first we will consider this plane 1 only. We will consider this plane 1 only. So on that plane 1 this P1 force is applied. Okay. This P1 force is applied. So by using Hooke's law we will see how formula will generate. Okay, so we have to find out change in dimension on plane 1. Change in dimension on plane 1. Okay, so change in dimension means this is strain epsilon 1. Okay, so epsilon 1 which is equal to, now by using this formula we have to generate equation for this epsilon 1. So you tell me how to generate this sigma divided by E which is equal to epsilon. Okay, so now we're dealing with this plane 1, that's why epsilon 1 sigma 1. So epsilon 1 which is equal to sigma 1 upon E. So this is the first term. लक्षात आलं का बघा ही पहिली टर्म मिळाली आपल्याला. आता आपल्याला ह्या सेकंड टर्म कडे जायचंय, तर ती कशी मिळणार आहे? फॉर दॅट पॉइझन्स रेशो विच इज इक्वल टू मायनस लॅटरल स्ट्रेन अपॉन लिनियर स्ट्रेन. हे मायनस साइन का घेतलेलं आहे? फॉर बॅलन्सिंग. ज्यावेळी आपण एखादा रॉड घेतो आणि त्याच्यावर लोड अप्लाय करतो, तर लोड अप्लाय केल्यामुळे त्याची लेंथ इन्क्रीज होते, बट ऍट द सेम टाइम डायमीटर इज रिड्युस्ड. म्हणजे इथे काय होते? रिडक्शन होते. म्हणजे इथे व्हॅल्यू मायनस मध्ये मिळते आणि त्या मायनसला प्लस मध्ये कन्वर्ट करण्यासाठी आपण फॉर्म्युला तिथे मायनस घेतो. हा आपला पॉइझन्स रेशोचा फॉर्म्युला आहे. आता हे झालं फर्स्ट टर्मशी. आपल्याला काय करायचंय की ऍप्सिलॉन 1च फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे. पण आता लोड कुठल्या प्लेनवर आपण ऍक्ट करणार आहे? प्लेन 2 वरती. बरोबर आहे, प्लेन 2 वरती. आता आपण प्लेन 2 वर फोकस करणार. पण जर लोड मी प्लेन 2 वर अप्लाय करत असेल तर ऍक्सियल लोड कुठला असणार आहे? मग तुमचा ऍक्सियल लोड और ऍक्सियल स्ट्रेन विच इज इक्वल टू एप्सिलॉन 2 अँड okay, please one request to all of you. Please wait for 10 minutes. I will resume lecture within 10 minutes. Now you can left. I will drop message on group. So after 10 minutes, we will continue this point. Okay. Sorry for your time wasting, but I will continue after 10 minutes. Please consider.